Alright, point of this being, fucking Jews are an AD people, meaning they're they came into existence not that fucking long ago. So people talk about Jesus was a fucking Jew. You understand what I'm saying? But there's no fucking way. For one, let me show you. Like I showed you in part one. Check out part one. This is just a recap of part one because it was a little bit long, so I want to get the main points, brush up, pay attention. Jesus couldn't have been a Jew. Couldn't have been a fucking Jesus. The letter J didn't come into 1524. You understand me? Fucking 3,300 years ago, 1812 BC, there couldn't have been Jews, there couldn't have been Jesus, there couldn't have been Joseph, there couldn't have been Judah, there couldn't have been Jewish people because there was no letter J. Okay? Not for almost another 1,000 years. Alright? So, going along with that, they couldn't have been speaking Hebrew. Alright? Because the fucking oldest, they don't have any evidence of these people, these Ashkenazi Jews. They don't have any evidence of the Jewish language, the Dead Sea Scrolls, which everybody be harping on and saying that the Bible's based a lot of. The Dead Sea Scrolls, that shit is not old enough. The Dead Sea Scrolls, they're saying could be 70 AD, which ain't even fucking that long ago. But let's say, like I said, 150. So we got 150 BC. How the fuck could Jesus or Moses be speaking Hebrew? Abraham and all these people, how could they be speaking Hebrew if Hebrew wasn't even out for almost another 1,000, 2,000 years later? They didn't have Hebrew to speak for another 2,000 years almost. So how could they be Hebrews if that language wasn't even hadn't even come into existence yet? They couldn't be something that did not exist. Alright? So, this motherfucker here. Now, let's go back. Okay. So, Yiddish. We know that motherfucking Hebrew is nothing but really just Yiddish, which came to the 9th century. That's fucking 1800. I mean, that's the 800s. Originated during the 9th century. But they're saying it's a historical language. It can't be because it's his story. He told it, his story. But it's not an old language because it wasn't even created till the 9th century. Now, modern Hebrew was created by Elijah, this person right here, Elijah ben Yehuda. Now, if you look at his dates that he was alive, and you look at this right here, let me show you. Alright. So, like I showed you, this is supposedly native to Israel, right? But Hebrew, modern Hebrew, could not be native to Israel because Israel wasn't founded till 1948. You understand what I'm saying? Elijah ben Yehuda died in 1922. So, these fucking contradictions are amazing once you know the history. Then you can just show it like this. But if you don't know the history, then You fucking look up one single thing and then you just believe it. And it's not until you look up one other single thing, who knows how much longer than that, and then it's fucking all blurry by that time. When you go into deep research, but you don't even have to, people over exaggerate that shit, because I take classes for a lot of this shit. I watch videos, I watch documentaries, I read books, I go through old articles, all types of shit. Go to different sites, a lot of different things. But honestly, if you just pay the fuck attention, then you can get a lot of this shit for free. Because people like me, once I don't just do it for myself. I do it for myself, but I also do it for the people who want to fucking know some real fucking information. So I'm about to wrap this shit up. Fucking they lied about the specific dates of the Hebrew language. Modern Hebrew is fucking not this Hebrew that the so-called people are speaking in Israel today is not the same fucking Hebrew that they were supposedly speaking back in these times. And like I said, there's no fucking way that a prophet Moses could have written the fucking the Pentateuch. He couldn't have written the Pentateuch in Hebrew because Hebrew isn't fucking old enough. Even Paleo Hebrew isn't even fucking old enough to date back that into those times. So Moses couldn't write a fucking book in a language that wasn't created yet. There's no fucking way. Alright? Now, look up this person right here. Rashid. They call him Solomon ben Isaac. Look his ass up, because his fucking part of his doctrine, which, like I said, is another person like the 12th century. You understand? The 10th century. Or the 11th century, yeah, 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th century. These fucking ideologies aren't even very old, but that's why they're actually still around, because they're pretty new. You understand that? The older religions and philosophies that these things were based off of are now considered myth. And eventually this Christianity shit, Judaism shit, because it couldn't have been Judaism, wasn't no J. Catholicism, Christianity, same shit. Islam, that's another new fucking institution. I'm gonna get to that too. But all this shit, this shit we still so-called believe in. The people that believe in that, the percentages are going down. Just so y'all know that shit. So there's hope. It's about 38% from what I've understood that actually believe in that shit. So that shit's going down more than you think. More than you fucking think. So once again, you can research any fucking thing that I say, and I encourage you to do that shit. But once you do, you're not gonna be able to fucking debunk me. All you're gonna do is be on the same page as me and be able to follow me even better. So I encourage those people to look up the things that I say that you haven't heard. If you haven't heard, if I say anything that you haven't heard, just look it up. And if I say something that goes against what you have heard, then just look it up. So, motherfucking Most Heightened, showing you once again There's no fucking such thing as Jews. There was no fucking covenant, and God has no fucking chosen people. The Hebrew Israelites are fucking basing their identity off of people who never fucking existed. And that's about it for this motherfucker right here. I had to dead that Hebrew Israelite bullshit though. I had to, cause that shit was getting on my nerves. And like I said, the same motherfucking Hebrew Israelites, a lot of them I see with dreads and shit, reading out the same fucking Bible that tells you men shouldn't have long hair. Or it's a shame. Fucking, it's retardism. Retardism. That's what's going on here. Most motherfucking height.